Hi everybody, it's Ethony and welcome to Oracle Wednesday for the 12th of June. Now this reading is going to be a general vibe, a general forecast reading for the week of the 12th of June. So I go from Wednesday to Wednesday. So what you pick today is going to carry through for you until next Wednesday. So I am about to show you the piles or groups of cards, whatever you like to call them. I tend to use those two words interchangeably. So just remember the number. The number is the most important thing. And I do recognize that I made a little bit of a boo-boo last week. So this week I'm being very, very careful. I'm not in my I'm not in my apartment. I'm actually at my sister's house today as they are doing renovations above me, and it is so distracting, especially when they're throwing out rolls of carpet, old disgusting old carpet, out of the window. So I decided to come here to shoot Oracle Wednesday. So remember, with Oracle Wednesday, this is a general reading. This reading is something that I'd like you to sit with and say to your guides, what do I need to know moving into next week? What energy can I bring into my life? What do I need to be aware of, or where can I put my focus? Those are really good questions to ask before you look at the pile of cards. So another thing too, please share this. I know you're used to people saying, especially on YouTube and on social media, like, comment and subscribe. And the reason why they say things like that is because all of the algorithms that are put across social media actually go on engagement. So if you see this and you engage with it, it's going to say that people actually want to see Oracle Wednesday and more people are going to see it. Also, Oracle Wednesday is now over on my blog at ethony.com every week as well. So without further ado, let's get into Oracle Wednesday. I now invite you to take 3 deep breaths and select whichever group of cards or pile of cards that you feel most drawn to. This here is group 1. This here is group 2, and this here is group 3. Now, once you know which one you have been most drawn to, or your eye is being drawn to, or you feel drawn to, you are ready to move on to the reveal. Okay, let's have a look at these cards. So group 1, your cards are Pachamama and the Chariot. So Pachamama is the goddess of the land. She is the Gaian form for the Andean people and the peoples of areas in South America. I got to meet Pachamama in Peru, and her message is all about being grounded. Look at this stunning piece of artwork here by Lisa. She is asking that you allow yourself to feel grounded and you take care of grounding practices for the week. So ensuring that as you're moving through the week, whether that is checking things off your to-do list, taking your kids to school, doing the things that you may be doing on autopilot or on zombie mode, actually bringing in some centeredness and groundedness so that you're not feeling out of control. So whether that's wearing red, wearing grounding oils, wearing stones such as tourmaline, especially black or brown tourmaline, tiger's eye, garnet, carnelian, well, I guess it depends on, that could be sacral, dark agates, bringing those practices in. Also doing grounding exercises and meditations, along with yoga and physical exercise. And then we have that next to, from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle, the Chariot. Now these two cards together are saying that while you are moving forward and using all your willpower to move through the world and work on engaging your energy into putting, basically manifesting what you want into the world, ensure that you are doing so in a grounded manner. What can happen with a lot of people who are very energetically aware, very energetically sensitive, very psychic, their higher chakras tend to be very, very active. We tend to be like, a party is happening up here, whoop, 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 let's go. But what happens is we tend to then get very untethered and ungrounded. So what we're being asked to do is to make sure that we're being very grounded and not forgetting our lower chakras, not forgetting to stomp our feet, not forgetting to connect as fast as we go and as much as we are connecting with the other side or connecting for other people. So your message and your loving challenge from Spirit this week is to make sure that you are doing everything with grounding and being in presence, being in your body, being aware of what's going on in your actual body. Most of us don't even have a flipping clue. We might get to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're like, oh, we're hungry, or oh, I should be drinking more water today. So it's being as much as you can aware around the body and around being in presence in our physical temple and grounded in the way in which we move through the world. We've all met those people who can tend to get a bit scattered and feel as though they need someone to bring the kite down and bring themselves down a little bit, and that might be a little bit of what you're feeling this week. So that is group number 1, pile number 1, the Chariot and Pache Mama. Group number 2, you have got Green Tara, and she is a beautiful goddess of compassion. This is the card. I just want to give you a really good look at these cards because they are stunning. You are being asked to have compassion. Now, this is a very important, my allergies are really bad, sorry about that. And then we've got the 4 of Swords. So what do you think you're being asked to have compassion about, everyone who knows the tarot very well? Compassion around rest and self-care. And so what can happen in our world, and thankfully self-care is becoming more of something that we are allowing ourselves to do, but we can tend to feel really guilty, and I also get this too. I start feeling really guilty about taking time for self-care, and then we start getting down on ourselves for actually taking time out, for saying no to social engagements because you actually need time to recharge and regroup rather than being around a lot of people, or having a nap in the afternoon, or going and ensuring that you're taking your vitamins. For some of us, it's just like having a shower and washing our hair. For those of you who've got children, sometimes it's literally like, oh, when was the last time I was actually able to shave my legs, that kind of stuff. But the big thing here is to have compassion, and also to have compassion to those people around you who may not be moving at the fast pace that you are. I'm very much an on or off type of person. It takes a bit of time, and I'm very much learning the lessons of temperance. But for some people, they don't move at the same rate. And for people who are action people, who are very orientated in moving very quickly, I'm just going to show you that 4 of Swords up close. We can tend to get a little bit frustrated with people who seem to have stalled. And that could be because they are really sitting in a space where they need that compassionate energy, and they need that time to recharge. Now, really for you, it's being gentle with your thoughts. If this is a pile that you picked, number 2, gentle with your thoughts, gentle with your mental landscape, with your mental health, knowing when you need to say no, knowing when you need to have a little bit of self-care and actually not stop taking things on, and just really relaxing and having compassion. And one of my favorite things that I say to many of my clients, and I've even had a couple of clients turn around and sassily tell me to take a little bit of my own advice, is to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace as much as possible. I was going to show just how beautiful are these bags to the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. So beautiful. Now, before we had the root chakra, group 2, you are working with all of these beautiful greens in the heart chakra. So your heart is being asked to be enlightened. And I love how a lot of images in divine aspects and in divine form have these beautiful halos. So don't forget to cherish and put your heart space into this mind, into your really brilliant, high functioning, powerful computer, and taking care of that. Alrighty, finally, group 3 or pile 3. Remember, always remember your number. That's the best way of going about this. You have got your Maya. She is a stunner of a African goddess, and look at her. And you also have the Knight of Pentacles, or the Knight of Queens. Now, your combination at this time is all about, well, you're very much in your throat. This is the throat chakra. We've got water in your Maya, but also remember the water bearer, Aquarius, is also an air sign. So there is an undeniable connection to air, to the element of air, and also to the throat. Now, nights are all about action. And one of the things that I wanted to really focus on with this message, and that came in really crystal clear when these two cards came up for group 3, is that flow does not always mean that you are working at breakneck speed. Because I talk with my hands, I keep putting the cards down. It does not mean that you go at breakneck speed. Sometimes you feel to be in the flow with things. It means that things are always going to be moving forward. And while things do move, the air keeps moving, our atmospheres keep moving, the world keeps spinning, and water does absolutely keep moving. Sometimes it can be at an actually pretty slow space and a pretty slow state and pace, I guess is what I was trying to, the word I was trying to actually pinpoint there. But everything that you do moving forward is progress. Progress doesn't have to mean that you're making these huge Superman-like leaps and bounds forward. It just means that you keep going and that you are steady in the way that you are. Flow sometimes means being in the flow of the world, sometimes means going down those crazy rapids where you've got a million things happening at once, and then there's a real big pause because you go over the waterfall and then you go into a nice stream and a pond or a lake that feels like gives you a little bit more stability. So really checking into where you are in regards to the flow of things, and then ensuring that you're just allowing it to be. The big thing here is to follow your instincts and follow what feels right within your body, in your intuition. And one of the things about the throat chakra is learning when to activate the throat chakra, and by activate, I mean like actually using it to communicate, and when you need to maybe allow that to maybe not say anything, but especially when you're agreeing to projects or when you're agreeing to something. The Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Coins is very judicious, is very careful, and wants to actually make sure that they are putting the time and effort into considering whether something is going to be worth their effort, because this Knight is all about going the distance and being very committed and seeing things through to the end. So instead of saying I can help, I'm one of those people, I'm usually the first person to put my hand up to offer to help, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, I did not realize how much time that was going to be and how much of a commitment that was. So actually allowing yourself a little bit of space and a little bit of time to think things over. And a line that I've learned to use is, sounds really interesting. It's something that I would really like to consider. Can you give me 24 hours to think about it, have a look at my calendar, and to make sure that I can fully commit to the project or to whatever it may be, whether that's a PTA meeting all the way through to, bake sales at your school, or taking on a new project, or helping someone move, whatever it may be. You don't have to commit on the spot. But being in flow, sometimes it's very quick, sometimes it's slow. It's all progress forward, and activating that throat chakra when things are right or when things aren't so right for you, and using your words as the powerful enchantments and agreements, because they can be contracts when we verbally agree to something, that they are, to allow you to stay in your own personal flow, along with trusting your intuition that you are in flow and are where you're meant to be. Our intuition is like the most perfect boat rudder. It will allow you to go and come back and navigate back to the perfect middle if you just listen to it, and then most importantly, honor it and act on it. So that was Oracle Wednesday for the 12th of June 2019. If you enjoyed this video, I'm gonna say it. Please like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to see more of this space. And if you know any friends who would like to pick their own cards for Oracle Wednesday, please share this with everyone so they can get on the Oracle Wednesday train. And thank you for allowing me to come from a new location. And I hope you have the most beautiful, magical week.